Hi y'all, welcome back. Welcome. The weather obviously is not beautiful today like it has been, and I need to get a little bit more bush hogging done. So down where our spring box is was initially cleared as a home site at some point, and it's really getting overgrown. I'd love to get some livestock down there at some point, some sheep, some goats, something like that. But the Thorns down there have absolutely taken that area over. The other day when I was down there bush hogging and mowing near the cabin, I actually had gone down there initially to go bush hog that area. It seems kind of strange, but our water system is mostly off-grid. It is off-grid, I should say. We have batteries and solar panel and a little pump, and sometimes you have to troubleshoot. Sometimes you don't have water coming into our cistern. Sometimes the pump doesn't want to run correctly. Maybe a battery's dead. There's some flaws to our system sometimes. It's just the reality of it. But if I don't have water coming in, it could either be the head dam or dam head, whatever you want to call it, where the water comes in at, or it's blocked up at my first, like my silt catch, basically. I'll explain more when we get down there. But if I had to troubleshoot any of that, if I have to troubleshoot the head dam or dam head, whatever you want to call it, and I had to troubleshoot the silt box, my butt has to get into those Thorns. And I don't know about any of y'all, but I am not a fan of making myself bleed. And it just absolutely tears your butt up getting through there. So today, that's what we're going to start with, is getting that area bush hogged at least a little bit. I just realized I forgot the weed eater, so I'm going to have to try and do as much as possible with the bush hog, which, thanks to the lovely YouTube universe, I got some great advice from a good big YouTuber that told me if I'm bush hogging an area that I am very unfamiliar with, to bush hog in reverse. Sounds kind of crazy, but it actually works really well. I don't know if it's because I'm going slower, which I'm not going guns a-blazing, or if I'm more hyper focused on A, the deck height, but B, like any big rocks that all of a sudden appear out of nowhere, like appear through the weeds. So I'm gonna probably end up bush hogging in reverse to try and knock a lot of this stuff down, because it's pretty bad. There's a big old widowmaker right there hanging down. If you guys have never heard of what a widowmaker is, what it sounds like. A tree that's half fallen, it's gonna make somebody a widow. I know it's been there since last year when we moved here. Just thorn after thorn after thorn after thorn. And then there's a bunch of random trash back here along the creek. And we discovered that is actually where they used to distill moonshine in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. Not doing much of that now. found another spring. That was way too wet. That sucked. That'll be good for a video, I guess. Haven't had to put this tractor. Have not had to put this tractor in four-wheel drive since I've been here, and I've gotten it buried before. That was about to be real bad. All right, let's see about trying to get that big thorn down right there. My spring head box is right on the other side, but as wet as this is, I think there's another spring right in there somewhere. Probably not gonna go back as far as I just did. I gotta say that if I had not been in reverse right there, and I would have been facing the other way on that, I would have been going to try and get a dually to try and pull this thing out of there. It is very wet back here. I literally found another spring just a second ago on this side over there. I didn't know that one was there. We don't have springs, I feel like this in Indiana, where I'm used to. Yeah, that's where our spring box is. I do need to have your guys' input on something, but we'll get over there first. So I'm not shutting her off because I've had problems with the starter. But if you guys are new here and you've never seen our off-grid water system, this is how it basically works. I have a solar panel and basically one battery in there, which is clearly not enough. Then I bring it over. And this is where I need your guys' help at. So genuinely, if you guys have any suggestions in the comments, please let me know. I've thought of a lot. I'll kind of show you what I got, give you my idea, and go forward. So where we just were, sorry, I'm out of breath a little bit, don't know why. Probably running around trying to move the camera. Spring box is up there, 300 feet. It comes down, let me think, I don't remember my math. I'll have to go look at my notes from when I did all this math. But it comes 300 feet down and 3/4 inch black pipe. Oh, went right into the water, Paul. Smooth. Now my feet are wet. Anyway, comes down here, comes in, comes right up here. This 275 gallon IBC tow acts as my cistern. And then this is the brains of my operation in this tote. So there's a 12 or 24 volt option submersible pump from China. Just so you guys kind of know the quality of it. And it pumps pulls the water into this PVC contraption. I have a one-way valve right here so the water, my line will stay primed. I have a pressure gauge switch, pressure switch, and then this is my when it gets colder here in just a few weeks, getting to freezing, I can shut this off and then drain the line back. It's gonna obviously run the pump more in the winter time because I have to then get the line re-primed, which it does. It just takes about 30 to 45 minutes. I'm not in any rush. We keep the cistern up there full all the time. I need to actually turn this on right now. So that's where my first problem lies. So at the other end of my cistern, I have a livestock valve basically to shut the water off. When it gets full, it triggers it, it builds pressure, it shuts the switch off. Perfect. Only problem I'm having is, and what my thoughts are, is I have to come down here and turn it back on. So like, let's say we use 50 gallons or we water a bunch of livestock. I use a bunch of water. I had to come down here and manually just flip the pressure switch. So that's why I leave it open. Well, that's why the pressure switch doesn't have its cover on. My thoughts are treating it like how I would like a well system. And I'm thinking about cutting this PVC line between these two. And then my thought is that when I run, let's say I run 50 gallons out, it's gonna pull from that pressure tank first, and then it'll activate the switch. So the pressure tank, in my thought, is that the pressure tank would empty, then it would trigger the valve that, hey, you need to refill. I don't know if that's gonna work. Those tanks aren't cheap. Even I feel like the smaller ones are more expensive. I don't know why. It makes no sense. However, that's what I'm thinking. I love the idea of a ram pump. I know a lot of people, when I did this, why are you not staying on? The battery's dead. Perfect. Yeah. So I have a dead battery, so the switch is not staying on. So I gotta go grab that. I have a spare in there, so I'll have to go grab the spare. And yeah, it's a car battery. It's nothing fancy, or a boat battery, because so it can get wet. That's my backup, is a boat battery. So that's my thought. I love the idea of ram pumps. Lots of you guys had commented that when I did this video, and I absolutely love that idea. My problem is the math. So from my fall to my ram pump is good. It's the pump up the hill. So I have 1,200 feet in length and 100 feet in elevation. And that math, when I did it, and granted, I went to a very poor public school, no offense to any of my teachers that may watch, or my former teachers that may have watched, but the math doesn't math. I think I'm just too far for a ram pump to work. The other part to the ram pump, which I like but don't like, is the need for the extra pipe. So if it's flowing and I don't have to worry about the freeze, because where I live in my climate, potentially, I might have to shut it off. But I have to have a secondary line coming from the cistern back down. I like that because then I could actually create like an everflow water system to all of my animals. I could do that for the cows, the pigs, even have like a free flowing thing for the chickens. I love that idea. Then they would always have fresh water right from the spring, and I love that. But I don't know. I'm all ears. I'm up for any recommendations. Just please let me know. The other part I'm looking to upgrade with my idea on this system is, if I do the pressure tank and it works, is then the solar and the battery thing. You guys know now that we have a cabin. That cabin's going to have lots of solar on it, because that's going to be its only energy source as an off-grid cabin. And the thought is, this water will also feed that cabin, but my thought is also to have that cabin run this pump. So that way it's less batteries, less panels, and it's just one less thing to worry about. So that's that part of it. Let me know what you guys think. Please give me some good feedback. Any idea is a good idea, trust me. Off-grid, anything off-grid is not like I didn't go to school for any of this. So I've built tons of houses, I've done lots of stuff. The off-grid is a new caveat of everything I have to learn. So I'm all ears, but that's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Well, I got the tractor running though. Before the rain comes, I need to throw another round bale into Hazel. Olivia wanted it moved, and we're letting Hazel eat that down, but I try to do as much stuff with the equipment when I get it fired up and running as I can, so I'm gonna go do that now. mentioned we're thinking about getting some sheep. It's on our spring list. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet. I love what the pigs do, but this property is really calling for ruminants. And with what the cattle market is, I think we're gonna try our hand at some sheep. Just a few, but we'll see. That's definitely a spring thing. I don't want to get them right now coming into winter. Hazel's gonna know. She's oh. As I was about to say, Hazel's gonna know she's getting a new bale. Would a hay spear be easier? Oh yeah. Would anything other than this be easier? Oh yeah. Do I like doing things easy? Oh yeah, but here we are. My wife's always under the impression, if I can get it done with whatever I got, she's all right with that. So, if you guys have been here for a long, long time, I think it might have been my most popular video until we did the farm tours. But I used to move round bales without a tractor. And it works, but it's not much more fun. In case you're curious, I'll link that video in the description below. It involves the truck and a big old heavy duty metal rod tamping bar. And it gets the job done. These are the kinds of things when I know I'm doing something dangerously, I like to make sure I don't try and get in a hurry. Do I know there's bad weather coming? Yeah. And is this very safe? Probably not. Is my mom gonna ground me? Pretty much likely. But as long as I go slow, I can do pretty much dangerous things carefully, as we tell our kids. Hazel does not care. That cow is over there laying down. Maybe she's in labor. I doubt it. That would make videos a lot more interesting. So Olivia decides she wants this over here. But we'll see what she ends up doing. I'm sure she'll probably move the fence so that Hazel can get some more sides of it. But doesn't want her unroll with it either, which I don't think she will. It'll be alright. We'll get him back in. We got a chicken catcher 9000. And look at her. She's like, this is my day. I am ready. I pull the steak out.
Yeah, pick it up. Walk forward. I know, it's okay. We got some eggs in there.
Got them all?
Got them all.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry that was a little chaotic there for a second.
It's alright. Most of our best laid plans are chaotic.
Always. I mean, really always. I'm gonna go get a rake.
They need a bucket of water.
Okay.
And then I gotta get the plastic on the back.
Okay. I can get them a bucket of water first. I was gonna get a rake and rake that down.
Okay.
And then I was thinking about that extra hay that was over there, about going and spreading that, and then when it's supposed to rain today.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll mat it down.
Gotta talk between Belvedere.
You do? Hey.
Good job, guys. Belvedere minus attacking Lincoln. You're good.
Seriously.
Kids gonna be traumatized.
I know.
I'm gonna turn it on.
Oh, because I gotta get water.
And I gotta go do the back still. They like the new garden dig. That's what they did. Good job, chickens. Good job. that sewing meal she wrote. We, as Olivia brings hay in, it's not the prettiest, but I think it's gonna work just fine. Big concern is obviously the transition to the metal, but I dropped a couple extra screws in there to kind of hold it to the metal. This is just a 1-year solution, so that's all I needed to do is get through this season. Keep these ladies in Belvedere warm. Gotta let them feel really good, especially getting it done before the rain. What's up, bud? What? And I think with the wind predominantly coming as it blows the opposite right this second, but going that way, be a big thing. Thank you guys for coming along with me. I appreciate every single one of you. I will catch you on the next one.